Welcome back to Flowvia Automations, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how you can merge multiple PDFs into one in n8n using no code at all. The way that we're going to be doing this is using pdf.co's merge method, and we're going to be using our Slack server as our trigger. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick run through of how this system works, and then we'll go deeper into the step-by-step of how to build it. So the way that it'll work is you're going to make a request to your bot in your server. You're going to ask it to get the receipts for a specific date. So we're going to ask it for September 16th. And what it's going to do is it's actually going to go into our database and it's going to find all the receipts for a specific date. So as you can see in here, September 16th, we have 3 separate PDFs as our receipts. What the system is going to do is that it's going to receive the request, take all 3 receipts and merge it together as you can see here. So it's already sent it back to us and the 3 receipts are all together into one master PDF. All right, so let's go ahead and actually see how we can do this step by step. All right, so the first step is going to be setting up our Slack trigger. So we'll go ahead and find the Slack node inside of n8n. And we're going to do on bot app mention. You can choose any other trigger you would like. Some other ones would work, but I find on the bot app mention it works the best. And then we're going to go ahead and select the channel that we want it to watch for, and which we already have set up for here. And now the most important thing is setting up our webhook. Now, what you want to do is you want to go into your Slack apps. Once this gives me a second. You want to go into your Slack API, so I'll show you exactly how to get here. So within here, api.slack.com/apps. If you don't already have your app set up, go ahead and do that now. It would take too long to explain in this video. But once you have that set up, you're going to go into your app that you want and find event subscriptions down here. The way that I like to do it with testing, there's multiple ways you can do it, but the way that I find it to be the most accurate when it comes to actually launching in production is you want to activate your workflow from now. And once you activate your workflow, you want to actually go ahead into the webhook URL dropdown and grab the production URL, not the test. So once you grab this, we're going to change, paste it into here, and you can see that it's going to be verified. As long as it says it's verified here, that means it is working well. We're going to save the changes, and then we're going to go into the OAuth and permissions section to go ahead and allow the specific things that we want. If you scroll down, you can see all of the scopes that I have allowed. I've allowed almost all of them just because this uses the server uses a lot of different things. But the main ones you want is channels read, files write, chat write, users read, user write. That way you can see what channels and write to them accordingly. But yeah, go ahead and set up all of those scopes and add them into your app. Once you have that done, we want to go and actually make a test request. So we're just going to simply ask it the same thing that we did before. Get the receipts for September 16th. Now, it's going to send it to this workflow. The previous workflow I had set up actually had everything done. But if you go into the execution section, you can see that we have something sent to us. And if you open it up, you can see the request that we just sent off. What you want to do, which is a little trick that I've learned, is you want to go into the JSON section here and copy the data. And then you want to go back to your editor, open it up, edit the JSON, and paste what you just copied into here and save. Now, when you go ahead to start working on your next steps, all of that data is saved for you as if you are in testing. So now you can test with real production data and build out your workflow accordingly to that. So now that we have that kind of set up, we want to go ahead and structure the request so we can get our date from our database. So what we want to do is go grab a OpenAI agent, and we want to select the model. I personally like using 4.1. I find GPT-5 to be way too slow in n8n. And what we want it to do is something very simple. So what we're going to ask it is to structure our date in a specific format. And you guys are going to see why I'm doing this when we get to the nodes of actually asking for a database. We want to ask it for a specific format, which is going to be year, month, day. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and change this to expression and give it our request. So we're going to say, hey, this was our request, which was give me the receipts for September 16th. I want you to structure it in this format. We're also going to say the year is always, or the year is 2025. If you want it to be more specific in your request, you don't have to say this. You could say in the request 2025, but since we didn't, we'll tell our agent that, hey, the year is 2025, don't be confused. And then we're gonna add another message as well. This message is gonna be the system, and it's simply just gonna be the way that we want our JSON structured. So we're gonna ask for a date, and then we're gonna kind of give it an example date. All right, so you can see here, I just kind of simply gave it a JSON structure. So when I go ahead and execute this, it's gonna give it out into a specific structure if I go ahead and select this. So you wanna always make sure that you have the content as JSON selected. So when you go ahead and execute that step, boom, you now have the date in the exact format that we want. Now, why did we want that in that format? It's because when we go ahead to make our call to our database, which you guys can set up to whatever database that you have. I'm using base row for this specific example. So we're gonna go ahead and get the rows that align with this specific request. So we're gonna select our correct database. We're gonna use the transaction table. So whatever table that you have your receipts set up in, that's the one you wanna get. We're gonna ask to return all based on a specific filter. What is that filter? Our date. So we'll go down into here, into date, and we're gonna do date equals, and as you can see when we open up date equals, that format is there that we wanted. So we'll go simply drag our date into here, click execute step, and you can see that transaction has been returned to us with all our receipts there. Now, once we have all of that, we are ready to go ahead and actually structure our API request to PDF code. So let's go ahead and do that now. So now it's time to make a request to our API, which is going to be the PDF code merge. So if you go into their documentation, you scroll all the way down to merge PDF, and it's going to be this URL that we're going to be making a request to. I already have it all set up here just to save some time, but you want to make sure you have your authentication set up, have the request method to post, and the URL to be the PDF merge. For the response format, we're going to have it set up to be JSON, and you want to make sure you have the parameters selected as well. And then when it comes to the body parameter, let's quickly link that together. When it comes to the body parameter, all you need is the, so we lost the data there, I'm just going to quickly re-execute that. But all you need is the URLs for the PDFs that you want. So when we made our request to our database, you can see that it returned all 3 of the URLs for the PDFs that we wanted. You just need to go ahead, drag those over, and put them into here, separated by a comma. Once you have that, you can simply go ahead and execute and test it out. So we gave it our authentication, the post method, we gave it the URLs that we want, and you can see the output that it gave us. The output is a URL, so we want to actually go ahead and download that, which will be through an HTTP request node. Simply keep the method to get, grab the URL, and execute step. Once we do that, you can see that something's been returned. We can download it to see if it's actually worked or not, and 1, 2, 3 PDFs are now into one, meaning it has, and we can go ahead and re-upload this to our Slack server. So we'll search for a Slack node, and we're gonna do upload a file. Upload a file, we're gonna select the account that we want, upload, make sure the file property name is whatever is listed here, and then we're gonna select an option being the channel ID because we wanna upload this back to that specific channel. So we can go ahead and test this out, and you can see it has been sent back to our Slack server. All right, nice and easy. Nothing too complex. There's not too many steps when it comes to this, but it works in a very good order. So we can kind of go ahead and test this out now. We can go at ettf, get me the receipts for September 16th. Yeah, my grammar will always be horrible, or my spelling at least. But yeah, we made that request. We can go into our execution, see if it's been received, and you can see that it's been received, it's running, and it's sent it back to our Slack server. Nice and easy, nice and efficient, and it kind of makes merging PDFs so much easier, because now say that you have like 5, 6, 7 receipts in a day, or even 50 receipts in a day, and you want an easy way where you can request for them. It wouldn't make sense for the system to send you 50 PDFs at once. It would be too much to go through. But if you're able to merge them all together into one master file and you can just kind of scroll through them, that would make your life a lot easier. If you have any questions, please leave them down below in the comments. Like and subscribe for future videos. And if you have any ideas or anything that you want to see to be done in n8n, please let me know down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good day.